Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter. It's the final day of our 2 weeks of interface design challenges using Adobe XD. I've been having so much fun with everybody. We got people jumping in the chat. We got Uma Korn, we got Chris Olson, Leigh McGinnis, and a bunch of other people. Jessica T, Sam Peterson is moderating. Let me know, what are your weekend plans? Is it warm where you are? Is it cold where you are? Will you be going for a swim? Somewhere. I got a frog in my throat. I need to swim my throat in a drink of water really quick. Yikes. Well, welcome to the live stream. Like I said, we have been cranking along for the past 2 weeks doing our Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. We have covered lots of ground. We have done lots of really cool work and done some fun challenges. And today we are ending up with, that's right, you guessed it, our infamous Star Wars challenge. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, come on over to Behance. That's where the fun is happening. Join us there. I'm going to jump over to my screen. It's going to be right into my starting document because we need as much time as possible today. If you need to know more about the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge, go to behance.com/challenge/XD and also sign up for the Discord. That's where, again, all the fun conversations are having. That's where the mentors are. That's where you can post your work, and that's where we'll be hopefully pulling some of the work at the end of this stream. We have a challenge today, and that is to design and prototype a mobile UI, a Star Wars themed mobile user interface for Star Wars fans. So as you design, we want to use styles and sounds inspired by the movie. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a couple of inspirations down here. This one on the left is kind of okay, but this one on the right, that's what we're really going for, right? We're going for an interface that you might actually see in a Star Wars movie, in the actual universe of Star Wars. Very stylistic, very futuristic, very fun, okay? Here we go. So we have some resources down there below, and there is some starting things or artboards for our file, all right? We have a bunch of vector resources that I made that are Star Wars themed, okay? So we are pulling a couple of different fonts in here today, which you might have to go out and download. They're free to download. The first one is called Arbesh Cantina. That's kind of our alien language there. We have S-Foil, which is like another Star Wars themed like alien language. And then we're also using this other one called PP Stellar. You can download the free version of it on Behance. Just do a couple of searches for these fonts. So again, PP Stellar, S-Foil, and Arbesh Cantina are our fonts of the day. And with that being said, I already have a couple of elements laid out on the screen for you, right? I have a Star Wars logo and maybe some kind of boxes that are created. And this may or may not be in your starting file, but I've actually created a gridded out type of like box that we're going to be using to create this user interface, okay? So yeah, we also have like a little Death Star item and some alien elements as well as some scales. And I believe this is Destroyer, Star Destroyer, okay? So just fun vector shapes. And I've gone ahead and I've created the start of what I would consider like your loading screen or your splash screen. Let's have a little fun with the splash screen really quickly. Let's rename this thing really quick. Let's select it. We'll call this Splash 1. Okay, and when you load up the splash screen or the app, we want to see a little bit of action take place, all right? So let's have some action take place, and what we want to see is our little Death Star position that we have, our little Death Star target. Why don't we, as the screen is loading, why don't we stretch it out, have a little fun, and then play some fun Star Wars sounds in the mix. We got the main targets, our Death Star locking on, or maybe it needs to go the other way, shouldn't it? It should. If you're with the movie, right? It's gonna go across until it finds the location. So let's do that as we thought originally, okay? We're gonna take the target and let's just move the actual target over, okay? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 being the most like opaque or visible of our targeting diagrams here, and we'll move the other one over, and then I'm going to grab all of them. I'm going to grab target and 1 through 6, and then I'm just going to use my distribution tool up here and whoop, just like that. Now it mixed them up a little bit, and that's not what I want at all. Why did it do such a thing? Let's just kick them out a little bit. All right, we'll kick them. We'll do a little work together. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. We're just holding down shift and just triple clicking them as we move along. So let's move all those back. We have one more, and that's number 1. That's the brightest of them all. And let's just triple click that over. Okay, now we should be able to kind of, yes, there we go. Okay, the whole thing is kind of positioned. Let's center it just like so. Okay, it's leaving that fun little trail as it goes. I dig it. I'm into it. Maybe they're supposed to go the other way. I'm not really sure. I'll tell you a few other assets that I have that you may not have, but they're very easy to go out and Google. I think for copyright purposes, I was probably not allowed to give them to you. But I do have a whole series of sounds, of Star Wars sounds. I'm gonna crank up the volume on my MacBook Pro, and I'm gonna just let you preview a few of these sounds. Okay, this is an alarmed trill, it says. I'm not sure if you hear that. Let's try the next one. I think you could hear that one. Let's do another one. Yes, a little Millennium Falcon flyby. We even have a happy C-3PO. Okay, good. Awesome. So we got some fun stuff as far as sound effects. If you've never used sound inside of Adobe XD, let's play with it, okay? You can't do them off of timed transitions yet, but I'm sure it's coming. I'm gonna press prototype, and I'm gonna say, let's just make our Death Star thing the clickable thing. And let's actually, before we do that, wouldn't it be kind of cool to see the whole thing kind of fade up? That would be kind of fun as well, the whole background deal. So I'm gonna grab that, I'm gonna drag it over, I'm gonna say on tap, auto animate over to splash 1.1. Let's do no easing. I just want it to just perfectly kind of do its thing. And let's take about 5 seconds. That's as long as we can. Now, when we do this, we're gonna hit action as well. And when we hit action, we get a couple of other options. If you didn't know, we get speech playback or we get audio playback, all right? Now, I have a couple of my sounds already loaded up. How do you load up these sounds? It's really easy. You would just go to add a new file, and it's gonna go look for them. We're inside of assets, sounds, and maybe we want that crazy Star Wars wow sound. Okay, I can play that there, and then that should be good, right? Okay, pretty cool. So now we can press play here. We'll just call this our Star Wars flow. We'll press play. And I'm gonna crank it up. And we're right here with our prototype. Okay, I'm gonna click on it. You should hear some sort of crazy scream. And the background, that grid is kind of like fading up as well. Now that's the wrong sound. We don't want this sound. But just another cool thing about sounds, which I really love in Adobe XD. Command Shift Y will bring up our assets panel. You can actually see all of our assets in our project. We also have those sounds there, which is really nice. So every time you load up a sound, it's gonna drop into your assets panel. You'll always be able to go back and use it, edit them, whatever. But you also notice I have our panel set up and I have a color. So quick note, I have all of my elements using my document color, all right? So that later on, if I wanted to do something, when it's red, it's kind of Imperial themed, is it not? Let's say later on, we want to do something that's a little bit more on the Jedi or the scoundrel theme of things. We can just grab this and move that over to maybe a little bit more of a scoundrel green like that. Beautiful. And not all of them are using it, obviously, but most are. So we can just re-theme it however we want, which is pretty nice. But let's stay with that Empire red color because it's pretty intimidating. All right, so far so good. We got a fun loading screen. We didn't like the sound, so let's just go back and fix that sound because I think we actually have the jump to light speed is about a 5 to 6 second sound effect. So let's play that one really quickly and just see. Cool. Okay, so it's kind of like you're entering the app. You're jumping to light speed. I dig it. I like it. Now we could even have a little bit more fun. I don't want to stay here on this launch screen for too long, but it sure is fun. So what if we brought up our assets and we have this, I don't know if you can see, really subtle. There is actually a little bit of a space texture, a stardust texture going on in the background. What if while we were doing this, the thing is fading in and our Stardust texture is actually growing? That could be kind of fun. Let's do it one more time. Oh, we see the movement. I love it. So much fun. Okay, cool. That's our onboarding. All right, so we enter the app. That's what we get. From there, we probably need to kick over into some more interesting stuff. So let's take this thing out of here for now. We'll just shrink up. Actually, let's build off of our last artboard here, shall we? I'm gonna take Splash 1.1 out and we're gonna call this home screen, and let's change that to Splash 2. That's a better name in our layers panel here. But really, we're just having fun with components and states, and we're gonna be also having fun with a little bit of sounds, right? Okay, cool. So with that being said, let's grab all of the elements. That's the panel. We need the Death Star position stuff. Let's recenter them and take the whole thing, shrink it down, bring the opacity down. Star Wars is gonna go to the top, okay? And then we'll bring this panel that we have going on down and we'll kind of move it up. Now these panels are really cool. What they have going on inside of them, you know, if we really wanted to dig in, is there's an outline, there's a box, okay? And then there is actually like a grid inside of it, multiple repeat grids going on. We're getting our columns and our rows, the whole thing's masked out. And then we have corners with responsive resizing on them to make sure that these fun kind of glowing corner panels, you can kind of see them just right in there, that those things actually stay put no matter where we stretch them. And they just have a little bit of that extra kind of glow. It's a fun little feature. And then we're able to just resize this thing any way we want. And our little grids kind of just multiply and stay inside. So that's a fun little technique. All right, with that being said, we had a bunch of elements. I'm just gonna bring these over so we can start playing, okay? I mean, really, this is just a fun Friday project. Every once in a while, you should do a project that is literally just fun. That's it. It's not serious. It's not gonna maybe land you your next job, but it is a ton of fun, okay? So here's what we should do. Maybe this is a fan kind of application. So we should have some panels that link to different things. And then we can click from one to another, expand them maybe. We'll do some accordion expansion type deals, and it'll allow us to play fun sounds in between, okay? So let's try that. Let's talk about the Rebels real quick, okay? Let's bring the Rebels in. All right, I'm gonna grab a little bit of text here. This Star Wars is really, really big at the top. Okay, so let's do this. And I kind of like the little, if you ever watch like Star Wars, like really, here's how nerdy I am with UI design. I'll dig in as I'm watching Star Wars. I'm like, look at that interface. Ooh, look at that little touchscreen interface they're doing. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm actually gonna take all of this stuff here and let's move. Actually, we're gonna need to relock our background stars so we don't mess with them. Let's move this down and let's bring that deal over there. Okay, kind of fun. And then why don't we just put our alien dial inside? That could be kind of fun. Okay, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. We're just kind of dialing it down, putting it in there, random little like things happening inside. Let's steal some text. I'm digging this as well. It's just all about using your color and like different variations of your text, right? And there's gonna be a bunch of fun little weird math things involved in meters and gauges, and that's what we really, really want. Okay, so let's zoom in on this. Let's have some fun. I'm gonna take my pen tool and I'm gonna create, well, let's do this first. Let's hit L for line, because as we see over here with our little alien dial, you can't go wrong with random kind of ambiguous dials that we don't know what they do, but we do know that they look good. So we'll just repeat grid a whole bunch. We'll create a really tight little line, a little row here. We'll lead it out to the edge. Gotta have something like that. Maybe it's a bit tight. We'll just spread it out just a little bit more. We don't need that much of it. Beautiful. Repeat grid's gonna come in pretty clutch for us today to do some fun stuff. Why don't we move that here? Welcome to the Star Wars fan app. Okay, something like that. Put that down there. I think we need some alien nonsense in here, so give me some alien text. I'm gonna bring that over and I'm just gonna push it down just a little bit. We'll pop that in there. And then what color is it gonna be? You guessed it. It's gonna be red. It's gonna be our red color. Okay, so we're gonna keep it on with the theme that we have going on here. Okay, then maybe boy, oh boy, oh boy, isn't there there's a new Star Wars like show coming up? Mandalorian 2 is coming out, right? It's got to be coming out in 2022. So why don't we do something like that? We'll put Mandalorian season 2 count down. Okay, that's Mandalorian. There we go, season 2 countdown. Let's make this a little bit smaller. We're using PP Stellar for this. I know that's a silly sounding, it is a silly sounding font, but it works, okay? Season 2 countdown, good. Let's take all this. We're just finagling a few things. We're just playing and having fun. Let's group that together. Love this. It's looking pretty good here. Okay, with that being said, let's steal a little bit more typography. Let's go 1 year. This is probably, yeah, we need to do something like this. Here we go, 1. Let's do a big old 1 there. Do we have a darker version? We have a bold. Beautiful. Let's do bold. Make this nice and big. Let's put 7 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. I don't know, something like that, right? We're just doing like a fun count in here, and we're gonna distribute a little bit. But we are going to need labels and designators down below. So years. Okay, great. Let's tighten that up just a little bit. Let's take it way down, and good typography usage. When we do our labels, we need to just get a little contrast in there. Okay. Months. Let's just center align all of this text so we can line things up really easily. Yes, this one will be weeks. I actually don't know I don't know something you don't know. I'm just making things up. Okay, so I don't know if the Mandalorian's coming out here at this time, but you know what else we need? We need some sort of like fun little indicator, Star Wars-esque, right? So let's go this way and up. And guess what? Apply our border color. You guessed it. It's really, really bright though. So I think we're kind of, yeah, let's chill it out just a little bit. And it doesn't matter if it overlaps and doesn't look quite right. We're just creating some stylistic stuff here. Something like that. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I like it. I like our little upper section. I think it's kind of fun. So I'm going to grab the whole thing, group it together, go back to our layers. We'll just call this top. Now, all right, now we're just going to create a series of fun little widgets. You could tap on the widgets. Maybe we'll get them to expand. Could be kind of cool. Let's put Rebels. Okay. What's a, I feel like I'm getting real Disney-esque right now. Like, what's a name for like some sort of club? The Rebels Club. That's the Rebellion. There we go. The Rebellion. Duh. Why wouldn't I call it that? Of course we're going to call it that. Should we bold that up a little bit? No, I think I liked it down here. Yep, a little bit. Let's grab some of this other alien text and just, as we type it out, it's literally just gibberish, what I love. It's alien gibberish, okay? Bright red, because we always have the translation. Okay, we have it in English, and then we have it in Wookiee. Maybe that's... Is it in Wookiee? Okay, great. And then let's take this little panel and shrink it up. Good. Okay, I'm going to group these together. I'm going to turn on stack. Why? Because maybe later on I want the translation to be above or underneath. Okay. So yes, stack is on that thing. Ooh, we created an extra one we didn't need. So now we should be able to rearrange. Why is our group inside of another group? We don't know. Good. All right, stack is now on. Bink, like that. It works. Okay. Let's even these things out just like that. Group that together. Beautiful. And we'll take the whole thing and just make sure it's center aligned. I love it. It's great. What do we put inside? What do we put inside? I'm thinking you click it, it expands, right? And then it has a bunch of stuff inside. Okay. Let's put a bunch of text, like you're receiving a special message, a secret message from Han Solo in the Rebellion. Okay, we'll take our little meter. Let's just grab these because we're about to create a component here that has multiple states that you can open and close as you see fit. That's what I think, okay? Let's just shrink our meter down, okay? And we'll put something like this. Good. It doesn't even have to make sense. It doesn't even have to make sense. We just put something like that here and maybe all the way down at the bottom. Copy, paste our text. Let's bring this here. Learn the Rebellion's Cipher Challenge. I'm just thinking like fun things. How would Disney want to market the next like major movie, you know, in some way? Maybe like this. I don't know. Maybe they want to call me and hire me to do a little bit of UI work for their next movie interface. Okay, great. Here we go. Here we go. So we got our panel. You got your Death Star position, which is just basically gone. Okay. But we also have our top. We don't need that. That needs to stay at the top. And we just need to organize a few things. Lock up there, graph there. All of these things belong inside. We're going to grab all of them. Oh, we almost got the Star Wars logo. Group it all together. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. With that being said, we're going to call this accordion panel like that. And we are going to create a component out of it. So you can either press Command K or you can hit the little plus over here in the component side. Boom, we created it with a default state. Why don't we create another state? And we'll create a toggle state. You can literally tap it on, tap it off, do the whole thing, okay? So let's go collapsed for the other state. So the default will be expanded. It's fine. You can do it reverse like this. Collapsed is going to be, you betcha. Okay, we're gonna have to come in and we're gonna have to hide the things that matter, that don't matter, okay? So not the panel, but all of these things are going to disappear. That's what we want. And we're gonna align them like this, bring them up so they're still in the panel, and we'll shrink the panel down just like so, okay? So you got collapsed and you got expanded, just like so. All right, so let's move this up because that's looking pretty saucy. And then cool. From there, what I wonder, what does it look like? Does it auto animate? It should. Let's just check our prototype. It's already got wired up for prototype here. Yes, we should be able to open it and close it. Love that. Okay. Now, if you didn't want to do that, because I'm wondering in our prototype, when we switch from one to another, look, it says on tap, auto animate, default state, ease in and out. Let's make it snap instead. And let's give it an action, audio playback. Let's do a curt reply. Okay, that's gonna be fun. Another one, action, audio playback. We'll do the wee-ow on the way back in. Okay, so let's see how that looks. And just press play. And again, I got my volume up. Let's see. That's kind of fun. It's gonna make a crazy wee-ow when we close it. Ready? It's so great. It's so ridiculous and unnecessary to build such an interface, but it sure is a lot of fun. Okay, so now at this point we could just play and have some fun. Let's put one of these. Let's put one of these graphs down here. That could be kind of fun, and we can even. I wonder if what does it look like if we kind of shrink these down. I think it could work. It could totally work. So now you can come in and add as many of these as you want. Now here's what would be really fun, and we're running out of time here, is to add a few more of them like this, okay? Group them together and turn on stacks, okay? And then copy and paste like this. Now when we press play, hopefully it will open. Oh, it's not respect. I can't get over the wow thing. It's great. Anyways, okay. So at this point, you want to just mix and match all the interface elements and components to make a Star Wars interface that you really, really love. You got a bunch of things to work with there. You got some icons, you got some alien code, and you got some different graphs and charts. Make the Star Wars interface that you've always dreamed of making. Maybe we just put this down here really quick, and I'm going to put one more thing. Okay, I'm gonna put this before we have to finish for the day. Thanks for joining us on the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. Okay, we'll do something like that. That'll be fun. Here we go. Let's do like this and pump this up to centerline text. Pop, 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 nice and big. Good. We'll just say, may the force be with you. May the force be with you and also with you. Here we go. Just shrink that in. I'm going to do one more thing before we end, which is just take a line and capture this in between. Something like that. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. Here we go. Pop that right in there. Good. Oh, you know what we should do? Because in honor of Star Wars, we're just going to tilt it back. We're going to use a little 3D transform. We're going to tilt it back, you guys. Okay, that is it. That's all we have time for. Oh my gosh, my internet's not working, so I can't do any portfolio reviews today, but I did have a lot of fun with all of you. Thank you again for joining me for the last 2 weeks for the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. Chris, Sam Peterson has been moderating. Tomas, Umakorn's been here almost every day. Chris, Lay, all of you guys, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Stick around. We've got a lot of amazing content on Adobe Live, and there's more challenges coming up. So stay tuned. Hopefully, I'll see you again in another episode of the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe.